Then he understood this Sarpanch is not the greatest, but the district head, he is greatest. Then he went and started serving him. But he saw that district head is also serving the state head, the chief minister. Then he went to chief minister for rendering service. But then he saw that chief minister in a month, he also goes and pays some dues or the checks or whatever to the prime minister. Then he understood prime minister is the greatest person. But when he went to the prime minister, he saw that prime minister is bowing down in front of one sage. Then he understood the sage is the greatest person. So he went to sage to started service to the sage. But he saw that sage is also bowing down to somebody in the temple, right? And who was that? That was God. So then he asked the sage that, "Oh, I thought you are the greatest man, but you are also bowing down." Then the sage told, "Oh, yes, we're all tiny jivas. We're all simple, small living entities. The God is the supreme. He is a supreme Lord." So then the boy understood. So everybody is in search of the greatest, correct? We want the greatest of the job. We want the greatest of the wealth. We want the greatest of the beauty for our body. We want the greatest of the strength, right? So let's see about what about the God? Who is that greatest God? So this question is going on not only for the time, but even in the histories also. So there was once among the sages, the question came, who is the supreme God? Who is that supreme God? They wanted to check. Okay. So the Bhrigu Muni was decided as a in charge among all the sages. Bhrigu Muni most learned and call it provoking. So Brahma's test was a mental test. Bhrigu did not just spoke silent. He did not spoke anything. He was silent. With that, Brahma became angry. Verbal test. Bhrigu hateful word in the sense more among all. And then in this world also, people define the greatness based on various measures. Like somebody is the most beautiful. They think most beautiful hero man, very wealthy, we consider them as the greatest. Somebody is very educated, we consider them as the greatest. Or somebody is very, very powerful, lifters like many or heroes or heroines. Somebody is very famous, some saints, those are saints, like the monks. We think them as the great. Why I showed you those 6 features? Why is Ishvaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yasasasya? Like that he goes on describing. The Bhagavan, who is defined as Bhagavan, Bhaga means opulences, and Van means one who possesses, one who have those opulences in unlimited quantity and for infinite time. These two factors. Like somebody might be beautiful when he's in a youthful body, right? But the moment he starts becoming old, his beauty remains no more, right? So somebody might be rich at one particular time, but afterwards another person becomes richer than him, right? So, but the God, he's the like first point, he's the most beautiful. So when Krishna, he was thinking, why my devotees are calling me so much beautiful or things, he wanted to check himself. So he was looking his own reflection and he got shocked. Who is this boy? Who is beautiful? Right? So Krishna's beauty is uncomparable. That's why he is called as Madana Mohana. Even the Cupid personified is attracted by that wealth. The God is the richest of. That's why somebody may be lakpati, crorepati, arapati, but is Lakshmipati. Only Lord is Lakshmipati. Here, somebody name may be Lakshmipati, but his only name it is. He doesn't possess of the whole world. Nobody can claim that the whole world belongs to me. But Lord gives straight promises in the Bhagavad Gita. And then the knowledge. Lord's knowledge is infinite. Till date, Lord Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita thousands and millions of years before. So many commentaries people have written and they have transformed their life. So his knowledge is Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Is the king of knowledge. It's more simplified, it's more most pure, and it's all auspicious for our life. Academic knowledge we may study out of force or burden, but it doesn't give. We have to do. That's what we do. But the God's knowledge, it's not only make our life better, but it makes our life uplift in our consciousness and keeps our Lord's strength. Lord is called as a Girivardhari. He lifted the Govardhan hill, right? He killed so many demons. Lord Krishna or Lord Rama, they appeared as a ordinary humans, but then they killed the great demons. Like here you see the Lord danced on the hoods of Kalia. Somebody may be the greatest dancer, right? World famous dancer or something. But can somebody perform the show on the hoods of snake? Can somebody dance? Not possible. So we have to ask them, if you're really God, dance on the hoods of Kalia. Show us. It's very possible thing. So God's strength is unlimited for infinite time. As a small boy, he lifted that Govardhan. And Lord's fame. Lord is called as Makanchor, or Lord is called as Bhaktavatsala, Lord is called as Ranachor, right? Many names is Givardhari or Gopi Vallabha. So many wonderful names because he performed such wonderful. So Lord Ram appeared 10 million years or over in Treta Yuga. After that, Dwapar Yuga. Now going on Kali Yuga. But still today, all of us were proud that Lord Ram appeared in Ayodhya. Now temple is going to get established in Ayodhya, right? So the Lord famous is so millions of people worship Lord. So he's famous. In spite of so many things, Lord is not proud at all. He's about to become a chariot driver. Lord drove the chariot of Arjuna. To become a driver is not like, let's you ask IIT boy, after graduation, you become a chariot a driver of Ola or Uber. I give the payment job of 6-10 lakhs. You have to drive the taxi. Nobody will agree. As a status issue, right? I am an IITian. How can you tell me to become a driver? But Krishna is a master of all IITians are beyond all the worlds. But he agreed to become chariot driver of Arjuna. And that time, driver, how they used to communicate. They used to kick the charioteer because sound is not there, indicators are there. In the battlefield, so many noise around. So they used to kick chariot driver, go left, go right. So Krishna agreed for the sake of his devotees. Krishna washed the feet of Sudama Brahmana. Krishna carried the chappals of his father Nanda Baba on his foreheads. So many episodes is completely renounced. So in this world, somebody may be beautiful, but he may not be knowledgeable. Somebody may be having a lot of wealth, but his knowledge is not there. Somebody may be knowledgeable, but his beauty is not there. So many varieties of things we observe. But Krishna is a Purna Purushottam Bhagwan. He has all those 6 opulences for infinite time and for unlimited quantities. Not that in some particular point it starts becoming old, he starts becoming, his knowledge becomes forgetfulness. No, Lord, forever. That is a definition of Bhagavan. That's why it is a science. If somebody claims Bhagavan, you can ask him, is he a most beautiful person for all the time? Is he a powerful person? Can he lift the Govardhan hill? Or can he dance hoods of Kalia? Can he give such wisdom as Lord Krishna spoke? This is a test. So that's why Bhagavan or Lord Krishna is considered as the greatest. So these are the 6 opulences. So that's why I said, right? Bhaga means opulences and one means one who possesses. So Bhagavad Gita for Sanjay it is said Sanjaya Vacha. For Arjuna it is said Arjuna Vacha. When Dhritarashtra speaks, it is said Dhritarashtra Vacha. But when the dialogue comes of Krishna, not written Krishna Vacha. What it is written? Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Right? So for Krishna, the Vyasdev has given the name Bhagavan. So he is the Supreme Lord. So many scriptures they talk about it. And we saw this concept before, right? Somebody may be Lakpati or Arpati, but Lord alone is Lakshmipati. Nobody can claim the wealth of the whole world. And that's why this another definition of God you can keep in mind. God is generator, The God is operator and the God is destroyer. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they are like executing those functions. But Krishna is the source of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvaka Brahma praise in the Brahma Samhita. So all those functions, all those avatars, they're coming from Krishna only. So in some of the shlokas we have taken from the Bhagavad Gita, actually so many things we can talk about. Just a brief summary. This 10.8 to 10.12, 8, 11. These four shlokas are considered as Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. If you want to summarize whole Bhagavad Gita, you can just study those four Bhagavad Gita, four shlokas. And it is said somebody recite these four shlokas every day is as good as reciting whole Bhagavad Gita. So we are giving you the shortcut. And 10.8 is the most important shloka. Aham sarvasya pravavo mattas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam budabha samanvita. So the intelligent man, he will worship, knowing what? Krishna is the source of all the spiritual and material worlds. He's not only like a source of some part of the world. No, he's a proprietor, he's an enjoyer, he's a master of everything. So many shlokas say about that. That's why it is written, the wise who perfectly know this, engage in my devotion and worship me with all their hearts. So this is a 10 point. And then this is another shloka in Bhagavad Gita. It says that Lord knows everything. Name vidussuragana prabhavam nan mahashraya aham adirhi devana aham adirhi devana. I am the Adi. I am the source of all the devatas. Maharshinam, everything there all belongs to me only. I am the source. And neither the host of the demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, right? It's like knowing God is what one analogy, as we said in the beginning, the child is studying like a PhD subjects. He will get confused. Or like, how Birla or Tata, how much their wealth, how much their business it is, right? It's very, very difficult. Externally, we may know the some figures of their things and all, but internally they will not reveal us. So like that Krishna's opulences, Krishna's magnanimity, Krishna's excellent powers are infinite. We're all like infinitesimal. Krishna is infinite. So that's why we have to understand how God is. And this shloka I said in the beginning, Brahma Lord Brahma prays. Brahma is the first engineer of the world, right? An engineer is the most complete structure of their object what they make. So Brahma created this whole universe, and oh Krishna, I bow down. You are Ishvara Parama Krishna. Anadir Adir Govinda. You are cause of all causes. And Karanam. So you have no beginning and you have no end. So that shloka said here. And again in the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, the title is the Avtaras, the incarnations of the Lord. And Avtaras are being described. Almost 20-25 Avtaras goes one by one. Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, all those Avtaras. But at the end, the Suta Goswami concludes, Ete cham sakala pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan swam Indrariva kulam lokam rudayanti yuge yuge Krishnastu Bhagavan swayam. All those Avtaras I have described to you, but my dear sages, please try to understand. They are all just expansions or plenary expansions of that supreme person, that who Krishna's tu Bhagavan. But Lord Krishna is the original personality of God. So that's why this shloka is considered as what? This shloka is considered as the theme, the title shloka of Bhagavatam, on which whole subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam unfolds, based on this understanding that Krishna is the Bhagavan. He is the greatest of all. And then also says in Padma Puran that Narada, please try to understand. I am speaking you the truth. Say to say that there is no one equal to Lord Krishna. I know very well transcendental markings on his lotus feet, which reveal him to be the supreme personality of Godhead. So here in the previous picture, in the previous slide you saw, right? Here Lord Krishna's lotus footprint are shown. And you see on the bottom of that, there are markings are there. So if somebody says about God, you check his feet. Does he have all those markings? But when God appears, he has full proofs. His symbols and his complexions, everything is there. Check points. So Brahma gives assurance. Brahma gives a complete guarantee that Krishna is the supreme personality. And that's why in Brahma Vimohan Leela also, right? So Bhrigu Muni's taste, Vishnu was established as supreme, but here in this episode, Brahma understands that Vishnu is the main person of this universe, but such a Vishnu avatar has also come Krishna only. Brahma had kidnapped the cowherd boys. He wanted to test Krishna. How can this boy can do? Because Brahma also got confused, right? Sometimes we also think our parents to be ordinary or some other top person we don't take seriously. So Brahma also taught us through his kidnap the cowherd boys. But Krishna is a master. He's a Yogeshwara. He's a father of even Brahma also. So to teach son of Brahma what Krishna did. Krishna expanded himself as the same set of cowherd boys who were being stolen with the same features, with the same complexion, with the same natures, everything. And here practically everything was going on as if like they are all as their cowherd boys. But when Brahma comes back after kidnapping and hiding the boys, he gets confused. He thinks, Arey, how come this come here? I have hidden them in my cave. How can these boys come again here? And then to reveal Brahma, Krishna expands himself. All those cowherd boys turns into the four-handed Vishnu forms. The Brahma gets even more shocked because Vishnu is like a reporting authority. In office, we have our managers, boss, or some superiors. For Brahma, immediate authority is like Vishnu, Karna Daksha, Vishnu, Kshira Daksha, Vishnu's all of them. He sees them coming out from the Krishna and these cowherd boys. He gets even more bewildered. Then he understands. The Vishnu, we spoke about Vishnu in this picture you are seeing. So once Vishnu also wanted to take darshan of Krishna and he kidnapped the cowherd, one of the son of a Brahmana. And Arjuna had taken a vow that I will protect this Brahmana's son. But because Vishnu has stolen, nobody was knowing where is that son have gone. So Krishna takes Arjuna on a chariot and travels to the Vaikuntha and shows that Vishnu has taken. And then Vishnu says, why I kidnapped the boys of Brahma? I also wanted to take darshan of Krishna because he is also my source. So how it happens, Krishna, he expands as Balaram, and from Balaram, the four quadruple expansions comes. Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva. Then from then, another four quadruple Narayana comes, and from that Narayana, another four quadruple expansions. Like you can lit with one candle, right? And all candle look like the same, but original candle, it's original candle. That's why Krishna is the original candle. That also Shloka Brahma praise in Brahma Samhita. And then Govardhan Lila, Indra gets confused, right? Indra gets proud, and that's why Govardhan pastime had happened. So Indra also comes to his senses. Or this Banasur episode, who had 1,000 arms. Now time is short, otherwise we can discuss elaborately. Janmashtami day we'll hold another meeting, so that time we can discuss elaborately. So Banasur was given protection by Lord Shiva. Even Ravana was given protection by Lord Shiva. But when it came to the end in the fight, Shiva becomes helpless. Banasur was, about to get destroyed. But then Shiva begs forgiveness from Lord Krishna. Shiva gets defeated by the fight of Lord Krishna. And in Ravana's episode also, Mother Parvati says, oh my dear God. Then Shiva says, what you are telling Devi? This Lord Ram is my own God only. How can I go against him? So that's why when the benedictions given by other devatas, they all becomes fail when Krishna wants to take certain call. So that's why there is a saying, Rakhe Krishna Mare ke, Krishna Rakhe ke. If Krishna wants to protect, nobody can destroy. But if Krishna wants to destroy, nobody can protect. So all Devi Devatas, even they are subordinate. And this is another test. In this world, attraction to opposite sex is like a hankering for everybody. Boy gets attracted to girl, girl gets one or two, 608 wives. And all were so beautiful, like directly avatar of Lakshmi. They're so beyond worldly beauties. But Krishna never ever got captivated by their beauties. Every wife used to think that Krishna is a handpicked husband staying with us only. But actually, Krishna had expanded into 16,000 forms. And for every wife, he has given an exclusive palace, right? So you can ask any married person to maintain one wife or one family, so much great struggle. But Krishna is maintaining individually with the fullest extent. Those palaces were beyond the limits, the beauty. And on the top of that, Krishna was not like a henpecked, he was self-controlled. He was having its own. So that is another test. So Krishna's greatness. So that's why his name is called as Madan Mohana. Beginning we discuss. And many other opulences that proves Krishna's famous. He exhibited universal form. Vishwarup Darshan, 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you can see. Arjuna got the darshan and he saw all the everything, complete universe. Even when Krishna was small, Mother Yashoda asked to open the mouth, he has eaten the mud, show me baby Krishna. When Krishna, small boy, opens the mouth like this much size, Mother Yashoda, whole Brahmandas, whole universes inside the mouth of Krishna. So this is another supremacy. When Krishna was small or Krishna was grown up, he is the same. He is the greatest. He is the supreme Lord. So this is another feature. And Markandeya Muni, he also establishes, he wants to see the devastating form of the Lord. I mean, when the world gets devastated. And he saw that when actually the devastation was happening, baby Krishna on a banana leaf putting a toe in his mouth. Like small babies, they put toes in their mouths. So he could get the version of that beautiful baby of his wonderful prayers. So that is a supremacy. And in terms of qualities, Brahma possesses 50 qualities, Shiva possesses 50, has 60, but Lord Krishna possesses all 64 qualities in full. And what are those additional qualities what Krishna has and not Vishnu? These are, Krishna is a Leela, his pastimes are very sweet, he's a Bhakta Madhuri, his dealings are Venu Madhuri, he plays the flute in such a way that whole three universes starts trembling. That is playing the flute. And Rupa Madhuri, his beauty is uncomparable. So these are the four additional qualities what Krishna possesses exclusively. And how we can access that greatness in our life? Because Krishna came and went away. Krishna Swadhamopagate. Krishna left at the end of Dwapar Yuga. Still kindly has given us the same access of accessing is the same greatness what Pandavas experienced, what Vrindavanasis they experienced. By how? Holy names. Krishna and Krishna's form, Krishna's personal presence, there is no difference. And what is the proof? This shloka says, single name of Krishna is equivalent to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. That is a statement given. We have Vishnu Sahasranam, right? So if I say once Krishna is as good as equivalent to saying one Vishnu Sahasranam. That is of every day we chant Hare Krishna on our beats, right? So that is the power of potency of Krishna's holy names. Many episodes are proofs, like this Ajamil episode. Some of you might have studied Srimad Bhagavatam and all. He was such a sinful person. Of course, he was a Brahmana boy, but got addicted to the prostitute and left all his good and started doing wrong things. So much so that at the time of death, he saw Yamdutas coming. They're the punishment in charge from the Yamraj. Because he has done so many wrong things, Yamdutas came. But his 10th son name was Narayana. What happened? That call got connected to the original Narayana in Vaikuntha. So the spirit, when we chant names of Krishna or Rama, they're like a spiritual mobiles. They get connected to the Supreme Lord. And immediately Vishnu Dutas came. And immediately they forbade Yamdutas not carry him. And Ajamil got protected. And so much so that understood